Not without permission.
Why the fuck is my head so big?
Why is my
Because
head
last time, Manny, didn't you say your head was too small?
Yeah, but now you've made my head way bigger than it should
Oh
be.
my god!
I am like JD McDonough right now.
You
know,
go
Manny,
a little less and a little more each time.
Manny, I will point out it's hard to miss. Even that cameraman is shocked at your big head. He's blocking my shot.
That man's looking up. Oh god!
That man looks like the Undertaker that's about to do a run in a disguise.
You know, I'll tell you this: Cholo Charlotte is a lot better than wrestling attire Charlotte.
Yep, street clothes. Yeah, it's much better. I don't know why.
I was like,
she
street
wear more
clothes Charlotte
clothes
should
like
happen.
this.
And then we could talk about it. I'm still mad that he didn't dog walk nobody.
Nah, but we go dog walking at WrestleMania, Eric. We dog walking this man at WrestleMania.
I better get a dog walk.
Right now, it looks like that man ate something he should have ate.
Welcome everybody to the Sharpshooters Wrestling Podcast. I am Eric.
I'm the viscous King Gravy Lord Manny Hayes.
What? The viscous King Gravy?
Viscous?
What's viscous?
You know this thing called dictionary. Look it up.
It's the thickness of your liquids.
That's horrible. Well, I am the thick liquid, aka Solid Snake, aka the man who may or may not have $1,000, but that's none of your business anyway. Of what my money look like. So stay out of my business. Marcus the grand finale.
He's actually Liquid Snake because he's a wet towel.
And Marcus, Kane said, "Did you Penta walk out of the hotel room, Marcus? Did you Penta walk out?
Not before I shit.
No, Kane. Penta walked out himself.
By the way, before we get into it, Eric, and I know this is your show, and I'm just going to take points. I would like to formally apologize to one of our listeners out there for saying something extremely offensive. And just a friend of the show, and I know he's going through hard times right now, but the best I could do is go support the Beast Mortos in all his financial endeavors as we mock this situation on Thursday. Support the Beast. Go to the hashtag.
I thought you genuinely
him and his family get that money.
I genuinely thought you offended someone.
I was like, damn, and I'm trying to think to myself, like, when did he do this? You know, I know it is, but I want to talk about that match right now. Explain to me, why would I give a fuck if any of those guys got $100,000? If it wasn't
$400,000, Eric wants to talk. We didn't, but it's you can break it up into $400,000, but we don't know. know.
But the thing was, the only thing that made that match me even care about it was your guys talking about that the Beast Mortos had bills piled up because he ain't never won a match, and this was his best shot because he was teaming with Ricochet, and he might have could have got some money to get his bills current, and it didn't happen though.
Yeah, but on the side note with that, on the same vein of this, someone went to the pay window this weekend who I didn't think would ever go again. Ishii won the open weight championship in New Japan. He back. He got his money. Even though in the image I saw, he was laid out as he was Victor. Yes, man.
Manny?
Yeah, but who else is of a credible name left in New Japan?
That's tough. Well, in The Rock's latest Instagram post, he was wearing a New Japan shirt.
I was about to talk about that, Marcus.
Maybe deals are... Oh, go ahead, Eric.
That was going to be my lead story about The Rock and his subtle, not so subtle, sporting a New Japan shirt. Looking at a Rubik's Cube, Marcus. I don't know exactly what to make of this. Is he trying to figure out a problem? Is he trying to create a problem? I mean, because on so many different levels, a partnership with New Japan kind of messes things up with the whole relationship with AEW and stuff like. It's a very convoluted. I don't know what that was supposed to mean. I don't know.
I don't know. I think he was just wearing a shirt.
I don't care. What's left? What is actually left in New Japan that AEW haven't picked and taken already?
That's good. Well, there's Zack Sabre Jr.
The Jet.
Remember, Jeff Cobb's still there, allegedly, or on the internal roster of WWE or something like that. But there's some
Isn't
pieces
David
still there, but
David Finley?
I don't see it
Fuck
actually
David
working
Finley.
out.
Gabe Kidd?
Gay Kid and stuff like that. That's who Ishii beat.
The only
But
thing
Ishii coming to WWE, come on, lay him down. Lay him down.
the only thing I can see good coming from if WWE do work with New Japan is that annoying thing that from Noah that's in NXT can go home. Get him out of there.
You want to get
Inamura, go home. Inamura, go home.
Marcus, I'm
It's
with
not
Manny.
Inamura I'm mad at, though, Manny. It's Briggs. It's
Yeah,
the
but
homegrown talent.
they're
Like,
back, man.
that's just his guess.
Maybe the Rubik's Cube means that they're trying to work out on a joint show that they can do in Japan because WWE still hasn't done a show in Japan yet, and that would be very interesting. WWE in New Japan, like you said, there's not many people there left.
Is Naito still there? Or is he work? Or is he? Because
still works there.
last I heard, he was working without a contract.
I think that the
Probably,
interesting
yeah.
thing that we could say, there's not much in New
Kinda like
Japan
with
left
John
for an
Cena.
American English audience. However, the Japanese audience may still like the product that's over there. I'm not 100% sure. But it's not like it was 5 years ago where like New Japan was one of the top 3 promotions that you had to watch. Like when Wrestle Kingdom came around, you were watching it because you know you were about to see some great matches. I think they're far from that position right now.
What if we get American John Cena, the actual John Cena, versus Japanese John Cena?
Manny,
Both on farewell tours.
It's
Manny.
more. You got to do it.
Manny,
That's the only thing we can get out of this.
let me just tell you, if that match happened, that would break records right there.
It's not. I don't think it's breaking records.
That will sell out the Tokyo Dome.
Yep, Marcus, it
Double.
would.
It will. Of course, well, John Cena versus anybody on their roster will sell out the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah, but I think John Cena versus the Ace would just be really nice.
No, it would be nice, but I don't think it's gonna be. I think it is considered a dream match amongst the wrestling fans in the community, but I think outside of that, people be like, "What's going on here?"
Kane is also right. They could do an NXT New Japan show, send all the blacks to Japan.
Japanese.
What can I
Send them
say?
all Japanese. But no, I just think he's just wearing the shirt. I don't.
I could act like Rui Hachimura when he saw the boss last night at the Laker game for whatever reason.
Which boss?
Bruce Priesting, Marcus. There's only one boss I acknowledge, not that other one.
But she had a dream that she made it.
Ain't no boss anymore. She's CEO.
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 Hey, and I know you guys shit on her, but you know what? She's still considered a bright spot sometimes in TNA.
TNA, Marcus. You're not even in TNA.
I don't know how I said TNA.
What you thinking about TNA for, Marcus? Why are you thinking about TNA?
He's thinking about all the successful dives Jordan Grace did in TNA, but can't do them in NXT. Boom, boom.
Oh, because she's wearing.
Manny hit that table like Jordan Grace hit that mat.
She's too concerned about fashion instead of letting her dives, man. Too concerned about fashion. You know, they didn't give me anything really to work with this weekend. I got no news. All I had was the Rock and the New Japan shirt. That was pretty bad. I mean, we're a week away from WrestleMania, and I could talk about no blacks being on there, but then they took that away when they put New Day on the card on night 1. So, I mean, what do I got? What do I got to work with? I just got to kind of jump into SmackDown.
The main thing is, Eric, it's the story. We can talk about the card that was announced, that they announced on SmackDown. They announced night 1 and night 2, and we can talk about which night do you think is the better night and why, and what are your predictions for the nights?
Oh, well, you did put that in the title, Marcus, so I figured that we were going to do that, but we probably should cover SmackDown first, correct?
Do we have to? Nothing really happened, but go ahead.
Nothing happened on SmackDown, man. SmackDown was probably...
Cody showed me his belt collection. Ladies and gentlemen.
I like
Yeah,
that.
they were all
Pure
replicas. I had a
Cody.
problem with them. They were all replicas. I had a problem with them.
I like seeing the history of the belts, and when you look at all the other titles, when you look at John Cena's title, it does stand out. I was like, this might have been a mistake, but I also know that it was very well received by that particular audience. I like that we didn't have so 2 things were pointed out. Randy Orton still doesn't have an opponent for WrestleMania 41, so he may make the natty list. And then number 2, Nick
Sold it.
Aldis went into this week's episode of SmackDown without a main event, and if Randy Orton didn't come out there and get into an altercation with Solo and Tama and an LA Knight, he wouldn't have had a main event. Which
he would have had a main event. It would have been Zelina Vega versus Tiffany Stratton.
Nobody wanted that, Marcus. Nobody wanted that. That
Zelina Vega versus Tiffany Stratton.
It wasn't Zelina Vega versus. It wasn't that. Zelina Vega fought Chelsea Green again, Marcus.
Oh, you know what I meant.
It was Roxanne Perez.
It was Roxanne Perez. Sorry.
Stop mixing up.
I mixed up my little Latino women.
Yeah, stop mixing up your Browns.
Manny, I know you are the professional Nick Aldis hater. Would you give Nick Aldis the match against Randy?
Hold on, wait. There's amateur Nick Aldis haters.
Yeah,
they haven't been upgraded yet.
Manny, would you just, for the sake of storyline and continuity, would you give Nick Aldis a match against Randy at WrestleMania?
I'll allow it because Randy threatened him with Mickey James, and I thought that was funny.
Yeah. and then as Kane brought up, he did like the fact that Orton brought up, hey, man, I paid for this to happen because I knew what I was going to do.
Yeah, it was a short that we also did with 15K views.
Yeah, that you stole.
But Marcus, what about you? What did you think about it?
I lie, I cheat, I steal.
Should it just be Nick Aldis versus Randy, and we just get Nick
Aldis? No. We're gonna get the match. It's solo.
Solo don't get a WrestleMania moment. I don't give a damn.
Solo wasn't going to WrestleMania, but somehow it all worked out for Solo versus Randy to happen. Randy's going to get this win. He needs a win against a quote-unquote top-ranking guy so he can go and attack Cody and have claim for that number one contendership. Whether it's John Cena or Cody.
So we got this gauntlet match. And I just want to point out right now, I want to say that I was upset, I was angered, and I was disappointed by the fact that Lash and Jakara could not be in this gauntlet. I don't give a damn.
They're not part of the roster.
They have made the jump to SmackDown on numerous occasions. The teams that they put in this gauntlet was people, first of all, the starting factors, Lyra and Bayley, I could give a damn about. But when PFC came out, once you let other girl go, I don't care about PFC. I can't do this no more. It ain't the same.
You can. Shayna still that.
Honestly, did you really care about Sonya Deville in the group?
No, I don't. But this is what the gauntlet went like, guys. It went from Zoe Stark, Shayna, to Natty, Maxine, where Maxine decided to get stupid trying to do a sharpshooter that cost them the match. The KC Express, Meechin and B-Fab, and the Secret Hervins. Honestly, none of these teams have been together long enough.
They've all been together long enough. Hold on.
Picked up when the Secret Hervis came out.
Yeah. And I would like to also add, these teams have all been teaming up a very long time and have all accomplished nothing. I'm upset. The team that is missing, Nia and Candice. I don't know where Nia Jackson's at, but I think
Nia
they would have been
injured.
I think she's injured.
They would have been. I think Candice is the speed champion or something. And then I think they did right by having these tag teams though. These tag teams. None of these people ever win. And Bayley and Lyra have to be people quick, and you have to believe that they can go through this gauntlet. Because I believe you could have had anybody run through this gauntlet, to be honest.
Well, my issue that I had with this entire thing about the whole idea of this tag team match for the tag team titles is that you establish two individual women titles. You have the IC title and you have the US title. The fact that those titles will not be defended on WrestleMania, to me, tells me that those titles means absolutely nothing. Chelsea Green deserves a WrestleMania moment, damn it. She do.
Man, you said well.
I forgot that Zelina Vega is probably not going to get a WrestleMania moment either. That's probably going to be on SmackDown. I just realized.
It's probably going to be on SmackDown. They have yet to announce a host, and I would say Chelsea Green should be the host of WrestleMania and her Hervis.
I just want to point out, though, the fact that Zelina Vega does not deserve any more titles. She lost clean the first time. She lost clean. Like, we need to move on.
Count on victory.
They created these titles and didn't have any idea for it. It's just, as Marcus said, there's too many titles. I don't need a title that you're not going to do anything with.
Yeah, and then if there was somebody going after Chelsea's title, I felt like they were building this Meechin feud up for a while. I thought we were going to get a payoff eventually.
I thought the Me Too
I think
feud
that-
was over.
Is it over? Like,
I thought it was
I know
over.
he's up there in the dumpster. I mean, it's been going on for years, I feel like. He's up there in the dumpster. They go back and forth. Or even, bring in B-Fab. B-Fab, who, you know what? Most improved player in the game. She gets
And
the
also,
award.
Eric, Lash and Jakara should be worrying about trying to get on stand and deliver
I know.
before trying to get onto WrestleMania.
How many spots left in that ladder match?
2.
Who you got?
Can I ask a question? I still like what they're doing with Priest.
We can talk about that later.
I like what they're doing with Priest and McIntyre, but how weak is Priest when he couldn't handle that little beatdown? He had to be escorted out by security and let Drew cut his promo and talk about his eyes fine. Like, I'm just sitting here like, I know Drew is supposed to be the bad guy, but I'm rooting for his ass right now because Damien's getting on my damn nerves. Marcus,
Eric, Eric,
go ahead, man.
Let me jump in quickly. Damian Priest deserved to get that beat down. He is a 40-year-old plus man wearing ripped jeans. He deserved every beating Drew gave him. I'm just saying. He deserved it.
Man, I hate to let you tell you this. In America, ripped jeans is still a thing by men. Every time I see it, I cringe.
Yeah, but if you're over 40, you should not be doing it.
Manny, I also feel if you're over 40, you should be wearing socks, but they don't do that either. I don't understand
there's a lot of yeah, go ahead.
I don't know why people don't wear socks no more.
There's a lot of bad fashion going on, and I sound like a man who's shouting at the clouds when people were wearing bell bottoms in the 70s. How many people wear this? It doesn't matter. I don't criticize people's fashion if it looks right on them. But you know what? Certain people, Priest, ripped jeans, I guess. I'd rather see that than his leather pants. I don't know.
Kane, people make DDTs in all the wrong places. I've seen this where people hurt themselves more when they do the DDT. It's like, oh, my ass crack. I didn't realize it was going to fall on that one corner of the staircase.
Well, I think Priest should be dead. If the move is legit, he should be dead.
But
I once seen Ricky the Dragon Steamboat get DDT'd by Jake the Snake Roberts on the concrete and got knocked out cold. Almost died. This should have killed somebody.
And then we got the second where I'm just like, I don't care who you put DIY with. No one cares. They need to go back to NXT or go to AEW. I prefer Pretty Deadly more than DIY. And I was like, just stop. Like, just stop this.
I'm going to give you a question right now, and I'm sure we asked this question numerous times. Because you brought up NXT, and we brought up NXT tag teams, and you said you're done with DIY, or you would trade them or release them. Tell me this right now, and I want you to be honest, goddammit. DIY or Hank and Tank?
Marcus, I'll take Hank and Tank, and that's crazy for me.
No.
I agree.
Let me rephrase this question. DIY or swipe right?
Oh, come on, man. That's not even
fair, man.
That's not even a fair competition.
I just don't think that DIY have any type of personality. They just
doesn't even deserve an answer.
It's like one of those things where it's like only people they ever picked on was on Pretty Deadly, and they're just pretty stupid. But like they keep getting these title shots.
They are handsome men. How dare you call them?
No, I get it, Manny. But Manny, the week prior when Pretty Deadly was talking to Hank and Tank, that was more entertaining than anything DIY has done in the last 2 years.
Hank and Tank are more entertaining than Motor City Machine Guns. Hank and Tank are more entertaining than the War Raiders.
Marcus, I hate myself that I'm not no longer fast forwarding Hank and Tank because I find them funny and I hate myself for this.
No, but they brought something. They found something with them searching for something.
Yeah.
I'm on this journey with them to see where they end up.
Mark, everybody loves a hero's quest. That's the worst thing. They're trying to find what they need to get.
Yeah, they were annoying, but now I'm with somehow they have shoved this down my throat too much that I'm riding with the horses going.
I hate the point of the story is that the fact that Street Profits said they had it all along.
Yes.
But then the pop comes in there is like, it was a conspiracy. It was karma. Like, y'all shouldn't even be in the same room with each other. Like, how can y'all have hate? And like, I just... There's the reason why the tag division is where it's at right now. But let's talk about what's back in WWE that hasn't been in a long time. This might have been one of the more enjoyable matches I have seen in a long time, and Berto can really go. Berto versus Ray Phoenix. I thought Berto got a little bit too much offense in, but Ray was looking good too, man. And on top of that, they fixed his pyro. It's not better than Penta's, but his pyro this week was pretty good. I liked it.
I will say this: Ray Phoenix has the better music than Penta. I love his Slipknot drums, as I like to call them, and the energy it brings and all that. But Penta still owns him on entrance. But I would say Ray Phoenix and Berto, I will say it's been better than any Penta match other than the Chad Gable match.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been giving Penta some bad opponents to wrestle with, though.
Okay.
Really, Bron Breakker?
I want to talk about the nonsense that followed this. I want to talk about the man that still wants to try and run the bingo, trying to shake hands with Ray. And then I also want to bring up the ESL League.
Manny,
Andrade came out there and did his best.
Manny, hold on. Before we get into ESL game, I want to talk about our suit game. I don't know what the suit is. I gotta put Santos up in top game in suit. Salmon lavender color suit.
Marcus, hey, you know what? And Andrade can't speak English, but his suit wasn't shabby either, man. I mean,
hey, but Andrade this week in his English, I was like, talk Andrade, talk motherfucker.
Yeah, I was gonna break the scale and give Andrade 2 points this week.
No, he got the point. But you know the sad part about it? I'm sitting here, I'm like, why are y'all guys working against each other? Santos and Andrade, y'all would be so much better together than you would be apart.
They're low-key the same character.
Yeah.
They're the exact same. Maybe that's where we go with this. Marcus, maybe it's Santos and Andrade team up, and yes, we are teaming the Latinos together, and they challenge Humberto and Garza.
Manny and Marcus, my favorite part. And
that's two good tag teams right there. Better than DIY and Motor City Machine Gun.
When Santos found Berto in the back and he chewed him out again, and then he told Garza, we're going to go find Ray Phoenix to shake his head again. I was like, how many times do you need to shake the man's head? You already shook his head.
When he said that, I went, what kind of shit is that? Who acts like that? Who has ever did that?
Because sometimes when you're on a losing streak, you need to get some of that good luck and that good fortune. So you may need to get the rub off Pet Phoenix, so you got to touch him as much as you can.
But I think the craziest thing, I think the thing about this is that I didn't realize how good Berto was. Like, he's really good in the ring.
No, all the time. Even back in the 2020 or whatever, when he came in.
Improved before teaming up with
Garza. Yeah.
He's improved.
Remember, he was having this little solo run, and it was all good. It's just that no one knew what he was like his personality-wise, but Berto is extremely talented. I'm not going to take that from him. But Manny, I have another question for you. This stays in the Santos and Andrade verse. You know you were waiting for it. You know I was waiting for it. When he walked up to Humberto, you know you wanted to hear him say, "Where's your boss?"
I did. I said it about 4 times. I said it 4 times myself in the process of that.
Ask him. I was like a referee. Ask him. I was a man in a match with a chin lock of somebody. Ask him. Tell him he wants to give up.
I thought the whole thing with Phoenix and the backstage, that was probably one of the few entertaining things that I found on SmackDown. Another thing that I thought was very entertaining were the pre-take segments between Naomi and Jade Cargill. I don't know who did Naomi's hair and decided to put all those razor blades in her hair, but she's full of hair. And then Jade is like, this match ain't gonna be good, but damn it, they talking it up like it will be. I'm excited. And it's on night 1.
The only person I'm proud of in that whole thing was Naomi. Jade has always consistently played angry bitch.
Yeah.
Her whole career. Well. And she did not play it well. When you compare the two, there's a clear difference between who can do it and who is pretending to be professional wrestler.
Jeez. You know what? I thought Jade was all right. I'm not going to call her a pretender out there. No, but I will say this. What the hell? I have criticized Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Paul Levesque's booking of the women's division for a long time, and I don't understand why this feud has more juice than any of the title matches that WrestleMania has. Well, it's better. I may have it ahead of Gunther and Jay at this point.
Well, Marcus,
there's some energy and time in this feud. Okay, I'm like, these other things aren't getting this.
So first and foremost, the Raw's Women's Championship match, they shoehorned Rhea in there when they had Io win the title.
Rhea was the champion. They threw Rhea out.
Yeah, they did. Like if you gonna have Io win, there was no reason to do that. And I thought, because I think everybody was excited when Bianca won the Elimination Chamber, because we were like, oh, Bianca versus Rhea. That's what you need. And then all of a sudden it's like EO1 is like, what the hell? What this don't make any sense. Then you go into the situation where you had Tiffany and Charlotte, and that shit was dead in the water until last week to when they went off script. And now they got a little bit buzz. They're not Jade and Naomi, because these bitches want to kill each other. But
well, once you put razor blades in your head,
once you put razor blades in your head,
I'm trying to remember, Eric. I can't remember which Pam Grier movie was. Was that a coffee movie or Foxy Brown when she had the glass in her hair?
I think it was coffee, man.
I can't remember which one. Manny, are you? I don't know if you're an expert in blaxploitation, but
no.
Was it Foxy Brown or coffee that you had razor blades in her hair? And I refuse to look it up.
Going back to Ray Phoenix really quick. You know what match I really want to see with Ray Phoenix? I want to see him and Mello. I think that would be a really fun match.
Well, Mello and Miz are too busy chewing out black men.
I'm sorry.
I appreciate what they
Mello
did. Mello
is doing a Snicker ad.
I appreciate what they did because, Manny, I'll tell you this right now. You give me Street Profit, Mello, and Miz at WrestleMania is still better than DIY or Motor City Machine Guns. Just let you know.
You're right.
You're right. But I do like that Mello got the Snicker commercial that shows that he's still in the company. And, it will show why he's working with the Miz. Storyline-wise, it shows why he's working with the Miz so he can transition and become a star.
Yeah. So then we had Tiffany Stratton against Roxanne Perez, who just showed up on SmackDown and somehow shoot herself into a match. But then you had casually dressed Charlotte who showed up, and I was like, "Oh, this looks like a bad motherfucker right here." I was like,
and then you had Wade Barrett. I wanted to fight her.
Where did that come from?
She looked tough. She looked fucking tough at that moment. Wade Barrett was like, "You need to calm down." He was like, "Charlotte, crazy right now.
You're not gonna be suspended, Charlotte.
Charlotte, you gotta control yourself."
My whole thing is, Ray Barrett that lets some dastardly shit go down on numerous occasions. This is the one time he was like, "Not today, Charlotte. Not today.
Not today. Can't be doing this."
I just thought they should have ended the show right here.
But what did you think of the pre-recorded beatdown that they had, quote unquote, leak in the parking lot? I didn't like it.
Yeah, I think
I didn't like the placement of it. Like, if that happened and it was a big deal, you put it at the beginning of the show. You don't start the show with Randy going off at Nick Aldis.
I think they were trying to catch the matches that they had with Cody and KO in the parking lot, and I'm just like, you just can't revisit the same thing and then they'll make it as serious because, like, even before, if this was as bad as it was before Nick Aldis addressed Randy Orton, he should have addressed that situation. The announcers addressed that Charlotte was removed from the building, and so when she was removed from the building, she couldn't get into her fancy wrestling gear, so she had to go dress with, Andrade thought she looked sassy. He was his mamacita right there. She was just like a cholo
from the streets.
Because
like Dominic Mysterio.
The thing about Charlotte in the way that she was dressed was that from far away, you'd be like, "Oh, she's young looking." Then you get close, like, "Oh, no, she's not." But at the end of the day, if your eyesight is right, you'd be like, "All right, that's how she tricked people. That's how she tricked people."
You give me a old fashioned in me. You know what? I may holler at that old lady.
Fashioned.
Even though we're the same age.
Old fashioned. Were you drinking that drink?
What are you talking about, man? Old fashioned is a classy fucking drink. I love
me some old fashioned, man. That's
a good drink.
I can drink.
It's not my choice. Mine would be a Hennessy and pineapple or a French Connection.
I do own a special place.
Mine's a Long Island iced tea because I'm a child.
Charlotte and I do share the same birthday, so we have something in common in that situation. We share the same day.
Y'all both do that flipping your entrance. I seen it.
I did enjoy. Except mine's off the bottom rope.
Can I tell you why I didn't like the backstage brawl as well, and why I fell to Cody and Kevin? It didn't look legit. They started doing. She was like doing wrestling shit. That should have been ratchet as hell. They should have been.
Marcus, I don't think Charlotte has the ratchetness in her, but
she need a ratchet coach.
You need to take her shoes off.
I know you talked about it a little bit, but I did like Cody's trip down memory lane, talk about the great titles and the histories. I did like story time with Cody. I did.
No problem with it. But you know what? So Cody did a fine job. But that's not what I want. We 2 weeks away from WrestleMania. Where the hell are the players I've promised on this build to WrestleMania? Where's John Cena? Where's Travis Scott? Where's The Rock? Where is going on in this storyline? Because 90% of the storyline has been Cody cutting heartfelt promos and then Cena and whoever else on the sidelines.
You looking for Travis Scott? I'm not looking for Travis Scott.
I'm not. I'm just saying this feud
Travis needs a receipt.
had juice. they had juice behind it. And then now, but most of it's just been Cody alone in the ring cutting promos about how, why John, and you sold out this and sold out that. Like, John needs to be here for at least some of these weeks. Yes, he's going to be here next week, but it just feels like, like, why are we doing this? We're still talking about time. We should be at a contract signing or something. Blood needs to be shed. He needs to get his lick back. Cody laid him out in the ring. John hasn't even responded or been seen since.
You didn't get any backstage segments with Solo, Tama, and Jacob with their dissension because I don't know. I Solo need to go someplace. He ain't relevant right now for me.
Well,
I mean, I think
Solo have his little spot right here. Eric, he ain't doing shit.
I think the bad one from the Gorillas of Destiny getting hurt really screwed us over. Really, I mean, Hunico going down hurt us.
Well, it hurt Tamatonga because he was supposed, he's supposed to take those pins. And it's Camacho.
Marcus Camacho could have easily been wrestling the Street Profits for the titles. Yeah. Because Randy talked some shit to him. He was like, "Oh, you can eat whatever you want to go." I mean,
stuff should not get over, but it's some.
No, people pop when they hear it, but
yeah.
I just don't. The thing about it though, it's just that this was also Jacob could come in and do his flippity doos. I wanted him to dog walk his ass. He did not dog walk his ass, and I'm bad. I don't exactly know what a dog walking somebody means, but
you've seen a dog being walked. You know what it is.
I'm pretty sure I know.
Man walking around on all fours with a collar around his neck,
or a harness, or a harness.
No, or a harness. He may be humane. But he promised so many dog walks. He got to do somebody, and I'm hoping it's LA Knight.
I think that that was how SmackDown ended. Like, I think Rey Fenix, I thought the story time with Cody was good. Jacob holding the title belt was nice. Tiffany and Charlotte in their situation, Wade Barrett stepping up, I thought that was good. But there was also a lot of other Naomi and Jay. There was also a lot of stuff I just didn't really care for. I mean,
it was a solid show. It was a solid SmackDown show.
I do think
needed to be more though. It needed to be more. I'm saying it needed to be more. Like, this felt like a SmackDown that could have been in August or in July or something. And I'd be like, okay, but we're 2 weeks away from WrestleMania. I needed more juice. I need more juice.
I do think they made a mistake though.
They made a mistake with the gauntlet. They filled so much time. You're 2 weeks away from WrestleMania.
I wasn't even talking about that mistake, but that was a mistake.
Trying to fill those 3 hours, Manny.
But I'm talking about. I think they made a mistake announcing the lineup because, like, based on the lineup, night one, Saturday, is a show. If you're buying tickets and you're going to invest money into going, you go to the Saturday show. I think that's the more important card than the Sunday show.
Let's run down the card there. You have it
all right. So you get Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano, which I
classic.
Think I have like, even though how fat Rey is right now, I think that could be a really good match. Then you got
Chad Gable, don't miss, and I think that who you got? Just go to your predictions real quick.
I think
El Grande Americano's losing. Eric,
El Grande Americano needs to win.
He needs to win, but he's gonna lose.
And reveal his Chad Gable,
but El Grande Americano needs a win.
I do wish this was mass versus mass, though. It should have been a mass versus mass match.
It's not too late, Marcus. Monday still is around the corner. I right now in pencil, I have Rey written down as winning. Then you got Naomi versus Jade. I think only the fans winning this one because this is just going to be ratchet. This is going to be the street fight that Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre needs to have because these two, when they see each other, it's interest versus interest. I think Jade wins, but I want Naomi to win. But I think Jade will win, though. Marcus, what about you?
I got Jade winning, but I have Naomi becoming the bigger star. Manny?
I got Naomi winning with the help of Bianca Belair.
Yo, she's gonna Bianca, who has a match the next night, decides, hold on, let me get my hands dirty. Let me involve it. Let me get somebody's business.
Then we have the WWE Tag Team title match, the War Raiders versus the New Day. I'm going to put this right here, just like I said that Rey Mysterio and El Grande Americano could steal the show. I think that this match can steal the show. I think that these two teams are vets, and I think they're going to step up the pacing and the psychology in this match and make this a really, really good match, in my opinion. And I would not be surprised if Big E gets involved somehow, some way, which make it even more complicated.
I think Big E probably be on guest commentary or something like that.
I think he just yells, "Oh, don't be sour," and it distracts him, and then he walks out on the ramp. And then the Viking Raiders or War Raiders retain.
Then we get the United States Championship. If Jacob Fatu
Dog
does not
walk him.
dog walk LA Knight, I don't know what to say. The match would be a dud. He better dog walk his ass. Jacob Fatu will be the new United States champion. I think that the fans are behind him more than LA Knight. Yeah. And it'll be interesting where he goes from this.
I think I agree with the Jacob beating him and going on to bigger and better things as the U.S. champion. But I think it's going to be a good match. It's going to be a sleeper match that I think you guys underrate LA Knight as a wrestler. I think he's improved recently over the past year in his in-ring. And I think it's going to be an entertaining match.
I think LA Knight's going to win.
Oh.
Not that I want him to win, but I feel like they're continuing this dissension between Jacob and Solo. I think Solo comes out, tries to help him, and screws him, and then it goes wrong. And then LA Knight picks up the win.
That can happen.
So Baldy's drenching that one. Randy and Solo are gonna have that match.
I don't think it'll be Randy and Solo. I think it'll probably be Nick.
I think it might be Nick.
I think
makes more sense.
Honestly, the list would go like this. It goes for me. I think it's Solo, but then if it's not Solo, it's gonna be Aleister Black, and if it's not Aleister Black, it's gonna be Rusev, and then we get to Nick. Eric, you're muted or something. I don't hear a word you're saying.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, talk into your microphone.
No,
what were you doing there?
I hit the wire, and the wire came out. I think I need to buy me a new wire. This wire is trash. The women's match, we have Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. I think Tiffany retains the title. I think they're going to let her keep it.
Hell no.
No?
Hell no. I think, you know what? I think at one point, maybe Tiffany was going to win. But Charlotte seems too emotional to lose right now. That she's probably, I would say, politicking in the back. She's
power. Influence.
Yep.
She taking
I think as a heel right now, if Charlotte wins this title, I think she's going to get booed more than she's already getting booed for, and Tiffy gets to tell her underdog story.
Okay. Then we got Jey Uso versus Gunther. I want Gunther to win, but I think Jey Uso gets to win.
Jey has to win. Simple as that. After the promo,
I don't want Jey to win. I don't want him to win.
I know, Manny.
Manny, do you want to deal with a whole 2025 of him trying to finish his story, making it back to WrestleMania next year, like Cody?
Yeah, and I want Rikishi to be upset. He needs to stop
get it out of his
system on his podcast.
Just get it out. Let's just get this out the way. We got to get this out the way. The faster Jey becomes champion, the faster he loses that title.
The main event is Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. I don't have a prediction in this match.
Roman Wayne.
I really don't. I don't have. Wangs. I don't have a prediction in this match. I don't really know who's going to win this match, but I think I'm going to
order those Roman Wangs.
Hey, can I get a side of your Roman Reigns and then a couple of that Seth Rollins? Yeah, let me get that. You got the Punk as a dessert special today. Let me get a side of that too.
You got a Punk biscuit?
Shit.
Who you got there with a little Heyman? Huh? I want to say Seth, but I'm going to say CM Punk wins.
Manny, what say you?
I want Seth to win. I want him to win. I want whatever this alleged you owe me a favor thing to play a factor into this. And it's his life. He doesn't even want to be in the main event. Seth Rollins doesn't want to be in the main event. He's just there to fuck with his co-workers at this point. And I applaud that.
Petty always triumphs.
Petty, I understand your pettiness in the situation. Speaking of petty, Sunday's lineup is kind of like it just. This is what I call Sunday night has no juice. The only match that has any juice is Cody Rhodes versus John Cena, and that is barely surviving on history because John Cena don't show up to work, and it's Cody cutting promos by himself.
Hey, can we stop talking about the juice? Because the only time we should be talking about the juice is when I can't even remember his name now.
Juventud Guerrero.
Juventud Guerrero.
Oh, I thought you guys talking about OJ.
No, I was gonna bring up OJ once he said Juventud Guerrero, but he couldn't remember the name, so I ruined whatever I was gonna say. But no, the real juice is OJ Simpson. The second juice is Juventud Guerrero. But
I would like Cody to win to go on to feud with CM Punk.
Well, Cody to win to go ahead and feud with Randy Orton.
That could also happen too. Then we got Io.
You know what? Maybe they bring back Matt Riddle to fight Randy Orton.
We got Io,
We
Bianca,
need to finish that.
and Rhea. I'm going to say Io retains because she keeps getting disrespected.
The pie face is a bit of a tell, but as another podcast brought up on the Instagram reels, Bianca does have a WrestleMania streak that they do kind of minimally promote. I kind of want to stick with it.
They haven't brought it up though.
They don't ever bring it up, I know. But you know what? I kind of wanted to stick with, so I'm going to pick Bianca Belair.
I want Io to win. And if she doesn't, I'm gonna go on a tirade, like all the like every black person that goes on a tirade when a black male doesn't win in a singles match on a pay-per-view.
Manny, I don't go on that tirade, so I'm not.
Yeah, but I'm talking about other people.
Isn't it a tirade? Manny's tirade. We're tirade.
Manny, so, I'm gonna let you know right now.
I need to understand my countries, okay?
Like I said, when Io decided to let the cheeks out, I was like, at this point, this girl wants to win WrestleMania.
Hey, sometimes you just gotta let them cheeks breathe.
Yeah, she was like, you know what? They need to understand. I'm getting ready for all my somersaults and flips. And of course, especially when she pissed off Kevin Nash. Yeah, that's it. Because he also didn't get Io Barkers. He did that. He was like, I don't know why she's in this match. She's small, diminutive, and she just doesn't intimidate me. It should just be Bianca. It should just be Bianca versus Rhea.
Yeah, but go ahead with your fuck Kevin Nash thing, Manny. I don't know if we have more I was about
to say. Wow. Professionalism at its best.
So I will say the match should have been Rhea Bianca, but it seemed like they didn't want neither one of them to take the pin, I guess, or to give this away. So maybe Io's there to take the pin. But they've been disrespecting Io.
Then we got the Intercontinental.
Io can't lose the title back-to-back WrestleManias. That's just poor form.
Why not? You think WWE cares about Japanese or Asian American wrestlers? No, they do not. They don't. They should.
I would love for Asuka to come and get Io to win. That would be nice for her to show up. I ain't seen Asuka in a long time.
Kairi Sane's in WrestleMania shape. She should be coming back.
I just want to point out all those people, like they all got history with Bianca and Rhea. Both of them. Damage Control without Dakota Kai. Braun Breaker, Penta, Finn, and Dominic Mysterio. I think this is where we might all differ. I'm going with Dominic Mysterio. I think it's time for that young man to hold some gold in this place, and no better place than to win it than at WrestleMania. Manny, I'll go to you first.
I think dissensions between Finn and Dom is going to lead to the downfall of both of them, and it will lead to Penta becoming your new Intercontinental Champion.
So,
Marcus,
I cannot disagree with you guys more. I think Braun Breaker has to retain his title because if he's going to be the guy, he has to win at his first WrestleMania match or perform at his first WrestleMania. So I'm going with Braun Breaker to retain, but I believe he's pinning Dominic Mysterio or Finn Balor, which will force their dissension. Penta remains unpinned. He's been pinned, but Penta will not lose this match.
Also, Braun Breaker speared Carlito so bad, Carlito announced his own death and funeral on Twitter.
He's dead though. It was over.
Then we get to the section of this is where I could go buy merch at or go to the bathroom. We have the Women's Tag Team Championship match, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez against Bayley and Lyra.
Man, this might be where you get your merchandise. But I have Liv and Raquel retaining.
I just have the other way to go. I have a bunch I just don't give a fuck about this match. I'm assuming Liv and Raquel wins. I do.
Many were staying absent from this.
I've got Lyra and Bayley winning. And this will be the downfall because the tag titles mean nothing. And the whole reason that they win the tag titles is so Bayley can get close to her and then jump off the apron in the future and take that Intercontinental title off her.
So you have Bayley returning as heel.
Eventually.
All right.
And you have Lyra becoming a double champion.
I would say of the last 3 matches that I've talked, this is probably the only one I might sit through. That's the Sin City Street Fight, Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest, because they're gonna probably kill each other. They're both professionals in this. I have Drew McIntyre winning because there's more money in Drew than it is in Damian.
I have Drew McIntyre. I have Damian Priest winning.
And
because Drew McIntyre has never been a fool. That's not what I want, but Drew McIntyre has never hesitated to put people over and trying to make something out of somebody. So I got Priest winning, and then that's kind of the end of it.
I agree with Marcus. No one needs a win as bad as the Beast Mortos as Damian Priest, because Damian Priest is in a vacuumous hole because he sucks.
He's a bodyguard.
Is his bills piling up also?
Nah, he's world champion, so he doesn't have that problem. He's a former world champion.
He does. He probably spent all his money on prostitutes.
Manny, they're paying him.
Damn thing to say about a man like that, but also possible.
And then, like,
too, man.
as I like to call the Fallen Star matches, it's AJ Styles versus Logan Paul.
I forgot.
AJ Styles deserved better. I would rather see AJ Styles go against Randy Orton than Logan Paul.
It is. Yeah. I got Logan winning.
Yeah, I don't care about Logan no more.
I don't care. I feel like AJ needs a win.
Yeah, but
I just think
that's what it is.
I just think that Logan, I don't know, he's kind of wore out his welcome. I did enjoy that line where he was asking Triple H why he wasn't in the center, and he was like, "You wasn't gonna be on there anyway."
He has beef with Stu on all his vlogs that he's at WWE. The cameraman.
John Cena's cameraman.
I didn't know that.
Really upset with this John Cena heel, so he could have turned on Stu. But that's WrestleMania. Night one definitely has
Night one is like, ooh, like, okay. But I think they're going to hopefully add another match to try to fix it. Like, I think Randy Orton will show up on night 2 somehow, some way.
But, night two isn't horrible. Like, AJ and Paul, even though you don't care, will be a solid match. The triple threat match between Io, Bianca, and Rhea is going to be good.
No, I mean, it's fine, but I think that for me, and I've said this on numerous occasions, and this has always been my big gripe with AEW. When you think about night 1, you think about night 2. Night 1 has almost every match on there has a story behind it. You have Jacob who wants to dog walk LA Knight. You got
That's not much of a story. That's not a story.
You got Jey Uso and Gunther about him killing Jimmy. You got the Roman, Seth, CM Punk child custody thing of Paul Heyman. You got Naomi and Jade Cargill because she pushed her off the thing. And then you got Rey Mysterio feeling that the luchador is being disrespected by El Grande Americano. The only storyline that really doesn't have one is a tag team title match, and that's okay.
Yeah, but
Eric, you're right.
The storyline between Rey Mysterio and Mr. Grande literally happened on Monday.
Manny, he's
he
Mr.
politicked
Americano.
his way into
Right.
WrestleMania.
He's Mr. Americano. He's not Mr.
He
Grande.
didn't think it'll work.
He politicked his way into WrestleMania. I don't like Rey Mysterio for doing that.
Well,
he saw a spot. He saw that Randy Orton lost his spot. He pounced right away.
Manny, let me tell you, I would do the same thing because I'm just you got to know how to play the system.
Kane thinks night 2 will be better because the expectations are lower.
It could be.
Remember the WWE pay-per-views when you set the bar so low for them that it was like, it was kind of all right.
That kind of tickled my fancy. What can I say? It got my loins moving. It did.
But you know what? Even though I'm still excited for the event, I think it's going to be a good time. I think it's going to be a good time.
Mark, we're going to be in Vegas. Yes, Mark, it's going to be a good time. And no, we're not going to go to... Although, I hate myself for this. Fucking LFG really fucked me over. Like, try to go to Fontainebleau to hear Undertaker One Night thing just to give you the most basic stories that he's going to give me. Like, and then I had him with the yeah, boo. That's what I do.
He would not talk about the boo, yeah.
I mean,
if there was a question portion, I'd be asking that question.
You're like, excuse me, Mr. Undertaker, can I ask you a question? When you're on LFG, you were talking about how when you get the yeah boo, you really got the crowd. I don't think the yeah boo has ever happened to any in your matches as the Undertaker. How did you learn the secrets of the yeah boo?
It happened a lot. He's the best pitch striker in the game for a reason, Eric.
Oh, so this is when he was a
with him and
badass,
Sean.
though.
It
Huh?
happened with him and Triple H. It happens to this is a big man. He's a dead man at this point. Dead man. He is a bunch.
Do you know what's interesting? So WWE Vault and I think the WWE YouTube channels, they've been putting up like where people rewatch matches and they do like documentaries of certain matches. So I watched a documentary on the Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle match, but I also watched Shawn Michaels and Undertaker rewatch WrestleMania 25, their match. They both claim that they in that match created the "This is awesome" chant. Because they have never heard it before.
Get out of here! This is also been going on before ECW or
No. Because the Undertaker is now claiming he's the king of the yeah boo. I firmly believe.
Oh my god!
That's possible. So
Take
Mark,
his ass down.
Mark, you normally have your moment of the world of wrestling. We got some time. Are ready for your questions?
Yeah. I mean, oh wait, you didn't cover AEW this week, huh?
No.
I was trying because we did Raw already. So, well, let's go into NXT.
No,
Eddie Thorpe.
No. You start with the main event. You talk to him about the Beast Mortals. You talk about the main event, and you ask him about the Beast Mortals.
That wasn't even the main event. That wasn't
the
the
main event of
the show.
Because nothing else mattered on that show to me.
I just that whole match, the whole premise of the match is that you could have easily told me you're just gonna have an 8-man tag, but when they put the $400,000 purse on there, I was like, how does this make me more engaged as a fan? like getting money.
I don't get this money.
Yeah, them getting money when they're already getting paid a lot of money to be on the show. I was like, this doesn't seem like it's a very enticing thing to me. Like,
it's just maybe what a roof of the hills. I don't care. It just seems like Speedball just got a contract. He don't need the money. Will Ospreay uses Tony's private jet every week. He don't need the money. Who else is on that team?
Ricochet just got married.
And no, he was on the heel team. Ricochet needed that money.
Kevin Knight was on that team.
Kevin Knight is probably the only person on that other team that could have used that money because he, young and just starting up. But the rest of the people, I'm shooting for the hills. Ricochet, like you said, just got married, Eric. That was probably an expensive ass wedding. And Samantha Irvin got music videos.
Marcus M. Smith says, with that door, I'm thinking you're a man of 1,000 square foot sunroom.
No. I got 100 feet. I got 100 feet. My bed's right here, the couch right here, and my TV is on top of the bed.
He's got the smallest couch imaginable.
Like I said, if it wasn't for you guys talking about how Mortos has backed up bills and he really needed this money, them attaching the $400,000 purse made no sense to me. None whatsoever. Okay. I was like, I didn't need it.
Since we're staying at AEW, Eric, what did you think of the show?
Well,
I can't remember. There was actually a question that I was going to ask that I can't remember what it was.
So
I was just like,
about that show.
Now, can I tell you the one thing I do remember that I enjoyed from the show is boy Hangman. Hangman is not trying to allow Swerve and Nana apologize to him. Don't you say it! So when he rolled up on Nana in the locker room, and Nana was trying to say, "I'm sorry for what we did." Don't apologize. I don't know. It's an interesting storyline.
What about the oh fucking god damn it! I forgot it again. I started looking at the chat.
Talk about Omega and them.
Yeah, Omega and his outfit. That's what I was gonna bring up. Omega and talking about Dookie and the Young Bucks and all that shit. That's what it was, and I kept forgetting it.
First and foremost, Omega moisturizes his legs. His legs are very moisturized. They were shiny. And looks like he takes care of his legs.
He only wants paying attention to this man's legs.
Because you know what? The man came out there in shorts. He was not dressed professionally at all.
This man, this was. He would have got fired on Casual Friday for wearing this.
Yeah,
for not being a worker.
You can't wear shorts even on Casual Friday. Honestly, the whole storyline with the Bucks and him and all that, it don't make no sense. Manny, you're doing a podcast.
Oiled up legs. Manny, Manny, your amazing calves with oiled up legs.
And unfortunately, you got a lot of abrasions on your legs. Your legs wasn't as smooth as Kenny Omega's legs. That was smooth.
Hey, That's from fighting on the streets.
I'm sorry, Manny. I'm
So,
sorry.
Eric, what you telling me if Kenny Omega was, we were driving to the desert to WrestleMania, Kenny Omega stuck his leg out like this, you may have to pick him up.
Man, them legs, Marcus, might make blind you with the sun if the sun reflect the wrong way because he was moisturized. As a person who does not moisturize his legs as well, I took inspiration from Kenny. He was like, you know what? I need to put more lotion on my legs because my philosophy is if it don't show, it don't glow. But clearly, that should not be a good philosophy.
Yeah, but there's people out there that don't even wash their legs in the shower. And I'm ashamed of
I don't
those
understand.
people.
Like, you're in there. Get everything. I don't understand.
Because
You're
they
in the shower,
believe
get
that
everything.
the soap that is dirty that comes off your body is washing the legs.
That's not even a thing.
But you know what? In defense, even though I am a leg washer,
I'm a leg washer.
In their defense,
I'm a leg washer.
do anybody ever look at somebody's legs and
legs
be going
all
like,
night.
those are some musty ass legs?
Clearly, Eric.
Those are musty ass legs right there. Those legs stink.
Clearly,
Clean your
Eric
legs.
does that.
No one ever gives a damn about your legs. Oh, he's got some good
Pac
smelling
got
legs
killed
right
again.
there.
Pac was killed again.
He was not killed. He got injured. He was not killed.
Yeah,
he sounded
not
like he
killed, but
got written off TV. He was actually.
I just
injured.
also didn't like how they just started the match between him and Ricochet. I was like, oh, we just gonna start this match. It was supposed to be, later.
Ricochet. You mean Swerve?
Swerve.
Sorry, Swerve. Ricochet was teamed up with those idiots that wear this hedgehog jackets.
Excuse me, Ricochet won that $400,000 match.
He didn't win. MJF in the Hurt Business, I just don't care.
I don't know where we're going with this.
It just
neither do I.
it just don't do it. But then it gets even worse where you go to a learning tree. You got Jericho breaking the TV, and I'm like, why? Well, like I don't care. And then you know how we always talk about who should be released in WWE and stuff like that. I want Chris Statlander to be released, and then she beats I don't like Chris Statlander. I just don't.
Whoa!
That's the best match of the night. What are you on about?
I wanted Thunder Rosa to win.
Chris Statlander is probably one of their only consecutively good women wrestlers that they have.
And then
I'm shocked by that because that was the only thing we gave high praise to on the show.
Well,
and Tony Storm on commentary.
Well, Tony Storm was great on commentary. And then the fact that Don Callis is not a good businessman because he realized he traded Jake the Snake for his bad products and he ain't won. So now he has open tryouts for anybody who wants to come work with him. And I'm like, I don't need you to be on my TV no more.
Account numbers.
Yeah, Eric, first of all, I think that we just witnessed a few months ago or last year, I don't know how long ago it's been, two bad businessmen make a bad business deal. Jake got nothing from that deal and neither did Callis. That was just asset movement or something. I don't know.
They brought Jake on television just for that was ridiculous in itself.
Yeah, but Jake ain't the deal. That's even what the deal went off worse for Jake because Jake came back to TV and he was never seen ever again.
Mm-hmm.
I was shocked. Left. NXT did shock me though when Julia came back. I was like, oh.
Yeah, so reports were that she was injured, but the real report was it was just visa issues. So I'm sure all that shit's cleared up.
But let me just also point out that, like, if you're Stephanie at this shit, damn, if I knew this bitch was coming back, I would have never gave up my other title. You know? It was like,
I would have had one.
I could have had one.
But I am annoyed that she came back and they turned this to first I was annoyed it was going to be a triple threat. Then I became double annoyed when they made it a fatal 4-way. When I thought it was going to be a singles.
Yeah, I'm okay.
They gave me hope. They gave me hope. We have too many. We have too many multi-person matches.
I know how you're a huge fan of loser talk. Did you enjoy Sean Spears' loser talk to his team about how he doesn't care that he lost the title? He was just more there for the molding of it.
Stupid. I'm sorry. You keep asking me questions.
What are you even saying, man?
I didn't know he was eating.
You sound like a mummy trying to cuss out somebody for waking them up. Fuck you.
I did like Jasmine.
The stupidest thing ever with them no, you got to focus on you three now. And fuck Izzy Dame. You screwed over Red Sinclair.
Also, shout out to Jasmine Dix realizing that you ain't gonna let somebody who needs to be released like JC Jane step up. She still lost to Sol Roca, but Marcus probably happy that his girl won.
Inevitable. Of course, it was inevitable. There was no way they wouldn't put Soroka in this ladder match.
I really thought Hanging Tank was gonna beat the Culling. I really did, but at the same time, I don't think I never need them to win. Yes, Marcus, he called him a white man, but
Listen,
he
white
is.
man.
I mean,
I think he
white
needs
man.
to do this every week.
I was disappointed that Ren Sinclair did not win.
Everybody's disappointed. The whole world cried for her. I know I did.
I would actually say that I was extremely shocked with Dark State. They were a lot better.
They got it.
They were better in the ring than and the one that Manny was annoyed with, the little short one, he's actually really good in the ring.
But he's got the best name. His name's Saquon Sugars.
Yes, it is.
I got money on Saquon. Saquon is smooth in the ring, and I went, oh.
And Marcus, you remember how I said it for weeks and weeks that Osiris Griffin was the bad one? They know he was because he was on the outside. He was on the outside. But dude, like even Deion Lennox, who Manny hates, was solid in that match. Like even Cutler James, I'm glad he didn't do this. I'm glad he didn't do that.
Please tell me you've watched that on LFG already.
No.
You haven't watched that?
No, you haven't watched the best episode.
I haven't watched it. I'm gonna watch it prior today, but I haven't watched
it. It's the best episode, Marcus. So far, it is the best episode.
And then, the D'Angelo family talking about, Dark State, meet me in the parking lot next week. I'm like, oh shit! If only Santos was there to run the bingo, because he was the one that was responsible for all the beatdowns in the locker room. I mean, the parking lot.
Blair was doing it. They had to fire her for it.
Blah blah
blah
blah blah. Yeah, but I think for me, NXT was a real fun show. It's just that I was like, oh okay. Maybe because it is a lot of black people on that show that they probably need to move people from Sol Roca to Jada Parker to Javon to Trig to Oba to the entire Dark State team. Even Cutler gets a pass.
They got some people down in Evolve too that are ready to come up and do some business too.
Yeah, Manny really likes that Black Armstrong lady.
I haven't seen her, but I became an instant fan of Shaquan Sugars.
It's Armstrong Science.
As Betty, he got the name, he got the charisma.
He's got the best name in wrestling at the moment.
Yeah.
Saquon Sugars.
Saquon Sugars just sounds like you can either be a linebacker or a pimp. Dude, it's one of those two jobs. That's the only two jobs you can have.
I got something to make it sweet because they call me Sugars.
Jake replaced his snake bag with the money bag in that deal. You damn right he did. Shit. Did they announce who's inducting people in the Hall of Fame at all?
Wes says that's the second perfect 10 I would give Sean Spears on his promo. No.
They haven't, huh?
No.
So, no update on Stinggate.
Oh, Megan Bain spoke this week.
She did.
She did.
I'm glad. They should have had somebody better than Penelope. Just all I can say. And
do you think she's done now? Do you think Tony's going to forget about her?
Megan?
Yeah.
No, because she's a tall, blonde girl with big breasts.
Don't matter.
It's hard to forget that, but
Tony, he gets his flavors of the week, and then he, maybe they're done.
Kane says DDP is inducting Luger, which makes
I
sense.
figured. But do you think Sting will be there?
They wanted Sting. They wanted to get Sting, but I don't think Tony's releasing him.
Manny, is that right bow tie on your dog?
She's got Bo. Leave her alone.
Jesus, Manny, you're done. You're done. You're not welcome in the streets anymore. We were dog walking people out there. Now we can't. Now you're actually walking dogs.
I dog walk a dog.
You can't dog walk people anymore. But
Wes, what potential was wasted?
What? Shayna Baszler's on her way out because she rides icy hot on her knees every time she walks.
If anything, she should be down there trying to help Eddie Thorpe figure out, how to get them back on the map, calling people white men.
But she had a good run at NXT about 8-9 years ago, wherever it's been, before Vince had to take a bite out. Once she took a bite out of Becky Lynch, that was the end of Shayna Baszler's career. That was kind of the end. Once all that blood, once she did that, that was the end. That was the absolute end.
Are you guys fearful that Chris Jericho will go try to come back to WWE?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? You got to go into the Hall of Fame one day.
Yeah, they do need somebody, don't they? They run it out of people. When they start saying they're going to induct matches, it's like we need people, man. But I think that's pretty much it. Karrion Kross said he would fight Brandy if he could, Marcus. I'm like, why? Of course, Karrion Kross wants that payday.
I can't wait for Monday to watch Karrion wrestle. Well, it's been a long time. The man's been changing his hair and feuding with everybody in the locker room. He's finally getting into the ring.
And Manny, your countrywoman, said that she admit that she wasn't giving it her all during her AEW run.
I wouldn't either if I was being paid a lot of money to do a whole lot of nothing.
Manny ain't got no credibility. Do you feel like Ospreay is doing the same thing?
No, he's trying at least.
But he's working Ospreay's working his ass off in all these matches. Yes, I am not a fan of multiple of his matches because I just feel like even in this match with the 400,000 line, it should have just been over with the Styles Clash. He didn't even do a hidden blade and stuff. The Beast Mortals would have stayed down. It didn't matter.
I just think that for me personally and professionally, that Tony is squandering Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. Like, they should be involved in more of these storylines. I don't understand why Omega, who is an EVP, is not trying to save the company from Jon Moxley. Like, it's just one of those things. It's like he needs to be playing a bigger role in this. Like Jon Moxley needs to be stopped.
Is Jon Moxley destroying the company other than just retaining the title in factions? He ain't doing nothing that ain't nobody else doing. He ain't threatening AEW.
It's more, do you know when a story or something isn't working and you continue to go on with it? It's that. It's not like, at least when it was happening with Roman, the Bloodline story was interesting. This started interesting, but then it just faded. Every week they spoke. Every week they did something. It was just boring. It just started to fade and get boring.
Because no one else
why
talks.
do I care? Why
is
do I care?
talking?
But then it's a little thing that annoys me to hell. Like, they're called the Death Riders, right? And like, I hate that when they play their Tron. I wish somebody would hit the light switch. Just turn the lights off. Let them come out in the dark a little bit.
Yeah, and Cesaro needs to lose that jacket, whatever he's wearing, with like labels sticking off it.
Yeah, why don't they explain that?
Because he ain't got one receipt. They did it the first time that was the receipts for all the ass he kicked, but ain't none of them things is new. That's all old.
I didn't know that. Thank you, Eric. I'm glad you elaborate for me. You remember random stuff, and that's something I've never heard in my life. But
that's why people hate being in book clubs with me, because they be like, I didn't pick that up in the book. I was like, they said this in this chapter on that. I'd be like, yeah.
Oh, so you're like a deacon of a Bible. But
I like to get the other stuff. Oh, what did you guys think of Shawty Wanna video by Ricochet's wife?
I didn't watch it.
Oh, okay.
Her name is Samantha Irvin, if people wanted to know.
Those look like order, pick it up. He put the order up.
What's that? What's this? Who ordered this? Who ordered the fish? Pick it up. But yeah, Manny, when you compared the Death Riders to Roman, I thought you were going to say this reminded me of Roman from when he was the big dog, and Vince kept trying to get that to work.
Oh, you know what? That's a very good comparison. That is a very good comparison, because that wasn't working either.
Yeah, and just kept going. It was like, people are going to get behind this. They're going to get behind Brock Lesnar and the big dog one more time. Wasn't working. Ever.
I don't know. I felt like nothing really.
Who no fuck?
I really don't know. I don't like, nothing really got me going this week, but it wasn't a bad week either. It's just
like, you ordering? There's too many things.
I mean, I think like one of the most entertaining things, we hear you guys talk about the Beef Mortars and his bills. I was just like, that shit just made me laugh, because in essence, you're rooting for this man. This man. You're like, but you know one thing about Beast Mortals though? He's still eating. He ain't getting no smaller.
He ain't
eating the
good,
Beast Mortals is 39 years old.
He ain't eating good.
Beast Mortals is 39 years old, man.
He is.
I was like, damn, I didn't realize he was this old.
You do like him old.
But speaking of paying bills, WrestleMania is expensive. This show's expensive. Please donate to us as soon as you can. Scan the QR code that blocks my face and shows theirs. And scan it to donate to the Sharpshooters. Any dollar helps. We Xavier coming to American line. Always mess it up. The money that Jink.
We don't mind. We prefer the money. We don't mind the money that jingles, but we prefer the money that folds. And have no fear when you hit that donate button. Okay, so I did. We had went to K-Town for lunch, and afterwards, I Penta walked out of the building. They was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Don't worry about what I'm doing right now. I just felt the moment that I had to." Marcus,
it is a moment.
Marcus, I want to point out because you did all the QR codes, Marcus. This is what.
What?
We put it up again.
Oh, what the hell?
No, it's gone to PayPal. Oh wait, no.
Yeah, it doesn't go right.
Something not right. This page doesn't exist.
Mark, it's probably better if you just click it to the website and then tell them to go to the side button and click that button, Marcus.
So for weeks, Marcus has been up this QR code, and none of us thought to check if it worked.
It works. It worked the other day.
Well, I don't expect people to.
I tried it.
He tried so hard.
But this is the first. This is a new one. I guess maybe it's wrong because I resaved it as a PNG or something. I don't know.
No.
I'm sure that one doesn't work
because it goes. Oh wait, should we check this one too?
This one doesn't work.
None of them work.
Wait, let's go here.
Go to the description and click the link. It's the same.
Let's try this one.
The Manny, why are you doing this to Marcus?
Why are you doing this, Manny?
Oh no, it doesn't work.
Marcus is a big black cock.
Well, guys, go into the description. The link is below. You can go there.
This is why
maybe the code has a time limit. I'm assuming maybe it disappeared. I don't know.
This is why we can't have nice things.
I just went to a website that said make the QR code.
This is why we look like this. Because we can't get no money.
Hold on, how can we look like this? We don't have hair.
Manny, we can buy wigs. I got my wigs still.
Yes, we can.
Oh wow, you guys got wigs in reaching distance. I don't know.
I look like Berto right now.
You look like James Brown's mugshot. And Manny, you look like you're going to storm the Capitol principal.
Or tell me with some fire nuggets at with guys diners and drives.
I sell fireworks at the back of my car. What are you talking about?
When you have hair like this, you have to look down like this, so this part can just,
Now I'm upset. Goddamn QR code. Huh? No, I don't care about the wig. The QR code is supposed to work, damn it. It's supposed to work. You just can't make money around here no more.
This man is going hungry because of you, Marcus. That man is going hungry because of you.
The Beast Mortals is going to suffer. And it's all my fault.
Brother, what's that?
Just bullshit.
I was busy doing my line right there. My bad.
Oh, Jesus. Is that what we do now? We do lines?
When I got this hair on, I do.
White lines
going through my mind.
Marcus, why are you trying to make a QR code now?
Anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode where we found out that Marcus did not know how to make QR codes. I'm your host, Eric.
Now I'm going to get this right. We're not leaving until I get this right, damn it.
The king of gravy, Lord Manny Hayes.
We're not leaving.
And that man down there
is
a failure.
Damn it.
That is the no code.
That's a grand failure.
The grand no donation. Just drop the ball. And...
Try this one.
Manny, did it work?
No, it's asking me to ask Siri. It's not even letting me click it.
Damn, Marcus, are you spamming people?
Maybe I am.
Oh, maybe no, wait, it says donate to Eric Smith.
Well, that's close.
He had the Sharpshooters logo.
Mark, you got something to work, Marcus.
Why didn't it work? Does it? Maybe it has a time limit or something. I don't know. This is bullshit.
Well, he got something to work. Just too bad no one never makes it to this part of the show. We
By the
hope
way,
you guys enjoy this.
if anyone does want to
works.
join me for the WrestleMania watch along, please email and confirm. Otherwise, I'm doing it by myself. And then I will be bitter for the remaining for a month.
All by myself. This is Manny at the watch along. All right.